Hey guys, we got a new topic today. We are talking about whiplash. So what happens with whiplash injuries, why they can cause more problems than you may think, and I have some statistics that I want to share with you as well. So whiplash is also known as a cervical hyperextension hyperflexion injury or cervical acceleration deceleration syndrome. So those three terms are interchangeable. They're most commonly caused by, give you one guess, car accidents, but they can also be caused by things like contact sports and any sort of traumatic event like a fall. So what happens with a whiplash injury is that the soft tissues of the neck extend beyond their normal range of motion. Because of this, there's a rapid acceleration force followed immediately by deceleration. Give you a couple of the classic examples here. So number one is your rear end accident. Somebody hits you from behind and your neck immediately goes from extension backwards followed by flexion. But it can also happen the other way around. It can go from hyperflexion to extension. I'll use a sporting example for this, football. So let's say you have a wide receiver coming across the middle, ready to catch a pass, and then you have a linebacker just sitting there waiting, and the receiver doesn't see him, and he blindsides him. So in this case, the receiver, their head is going to go from rapid flexion into extension. But either way, both of those could be considered a whiplash injury. And there's a variety of symptoms that can arise after the fact here. So, there could be, the most common ones, neck pain, shoulder pain, headaches, but there can also be dizziness, vertigo, numbness, tingling, even low back pain. So as a result, after an injury of this type, the soft tissues or the tissues around the area all stiffen and tighten up to protect it from further injury. Now, the problem with this is that here's some statistics for you. Even though rear end impacts of 5 miles an hour or less have consistently shown to give rise to significant symptoms, and 83% of people in a motor vehicle accident suffer a whiplash injury. The problem is that often symptoms don't show up right away. They will develop gradually over the next hours or days following the event. And the longer that it goes untreated, the longer it tends to persist, stick around, and can become a chronic issue. So here's another stat. Up to 80% of people experience late onset dizziness, vertigo, or disequilibrium. So that's a pretty big number. So let's say person A gets into a minor fender bender. They don't have any symptoms. They think they're fine. They'll just kind of rest and they'll be good to go in a few days or so. And then person B gets into a bigger car accident. There's damage to the car. They have symptoms. So they go to the hospital. They get a bunch of imaging done, and that all comes back negative. There's no fracture, no dislocation, no major structural damage. But this person is kind of scared that they might do more damage or harm by moving the neck, so they avoid doing that. They rest in ice, but that's all they really do. Now, in both cases, the body is already going into this protective healing response. So by doing nothing about it or by delaying treatment, again, this can become kind of a long-term issue. So Although rest and ice may be beneficial for the first 24 to 48 hours, we want to start incorporating neck movement, or just movement in general, as soon as possible, even if it's just gentle range of motion exercises and stretches. So I'm going to share with you a few more stats here on some 1 year post-injury and 5 years post-injury. So greater than 50% of those injured in a motor vehicle accident report ongoing or recurrent neck pain 1 year after the accident. Up to 90% of individuals who have neurological signs, so tingling, numbness, after an MVA may still have symptoms 1 year after. And then 31% report persistent low back pain 1 year after an MVA. 5 years after an MVA, whiplash patients were twice as likely to report pain compared to non-whiplash patients. So those are pretty significant statistics from the literature. So it's always important, or it's always a good idea to seek out a healthcare professional after any sort of whiplash injury, because it'll help to speed up recovery time and lessen the chance that something like this becomes a chronic issue. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please let me know, and we will talk to you guys soon.